Hey, how's it going, Like? It's me. And you're back for another exciting installment of the Pro Vlog. I haven't done one in a while, so I'm a little bit rusty, but we'll get into it. Coming up in this episode. Right, where do I even start with this one? This was quite a random one for me. I suppose I'll tell you the story for the beginning. Our company that we buy hoses, hose tails, and fittings for through my company JC Hydraulics, I already know that they are very much backers of motorsport. They've been backing superbikes for British superbikes for a long time. I was aware. You'll see the Stouff UK stickers on Baggsy's cars if you look closely enough in the social media. And I was aware that Stouff UK were sponsoring Baggsy, so this has been in the pipeline for a while. I got a phone call. Hey Stuart, do you want to come along to a drift day at Driftland with Baggsy, Steve Bagsione, and his team? And I was like, yeah, why not? Firstly, before we get right into this, I want to say thank you very much for liking and subscribing to the channel. I haven't been putting out that much videos recently, and the subscribers slowly creep up, so I can only say thank you very much. Please hit the subscribe button. It's the best thing you can do to help the channel, and I greatly appreciate any comments that you want to put down. If you're liking what we're doing, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. So, it's always a pleasure to go down to Driftland UK, especially when you're getting invited on a corporate day, as in I get to get away from work for a day, and it's very, very rare that I get away. So the only one stinger is that, it'd be nice if I was driving, it'd be nice if I was drifting, but that didn't happen. So I got a good look around about the vehicles, and got a run in the cars with Steve Bagsione.
Hey boss!
And believe it or not, Kevin Quinn was there as well.
Hey Mr. Quinn! How are you?
Let's get first into the idea of the event. So, Baggsy's company, motorsport company, they do these kind of corporate events where you get a run. You'll see many videos up on YouTube and Instagram of, shots of passengers in the car at Goodwood and different events like that. Now, they came along with a heap of tyres. There was a group of us that were all companies around about the local area that buy from Stouff UK, some customers from down the road in England. And yeah, they just did it like a drift taxi kind of day. There was a queue up, and you got a run in the two cars. It was really interesting to get a comparison between the two drivers. It was really interesting to get a run in Baggsy's competition car, because it gave you a good feel to what the grip level was and the power level in this competition car. The two cars that were getting a run in were his competition PS13, which is not the one he's using in Drift Masters. He's using a GT86 in Drift Masters, but his PS13 is no slouch. It's got an LSX engine, which I believe is a long block GM motor. I think Crate Motors, they're about 600 horsepower NA, but he's got a supercharger on it, which makes it about 800 horsepower.
On the top. Okay. No particular reason we did that other than
It's just a little bit more responsive for competition use. Instant power, no lag at all, and it just gets up and goes. It's not as powerful as the GTR, but at the same time it's a little bit more responsive and a little bit easier to drive than the GTR.
The GTR, again, was a LSX engine with a turbocharger, a great big turbocharger bolted to it, making 1200 horsepower. And it was such an interesting chance to get a run in the two different type of V8 car. The GTR is such a smooth power delivery. It was so weird to get a run in it because it felt like very effortless drifting. Obviously not as well as set-up drift car, more of a show car. But it was interesting to see the setup of air jacks that he's got in the car. Got a look under the hood. And yeah, it was really interesting to get a look at his GTR. Not my style of car, but PS13 was more my style of car. Interesting to see the quality of build in the car. Little things I picked up on that are very common to like an IDC car or a BDC spec car. He's running not a lot of venting for the rear radiator, to be honest. A very small gap between the back window and the boot lid for air to get in. The car was running quite a lot that day and didn't seem to get too hot, although they were spraying a bit of water on the back now and again. I wouldn't say they were pushing very hard when they were taking us round, but yeah, it was really interesting to see. He made comment about the weights of the car. As I said, the GTR was about 1,200 kilograms, and I didn't quite catch it in the video. I think up length 1,400 or 1,500 kilograms for the PS13, which I thought was a bit heavy, but it makes you wonder if there's a bit of ballast on there to get more weight to the back. Very distinct power delivery from the V8s, very torquey. It seemed very effortless to drive, especially when they were trying to preserve tyres. And a couple of runs you maybe pick up without Kevin Quinn that it's kind of like dabbing the throttle rather than just a smooth. If I was driving the RB, I'd have a very smooth power delivery. I'd keep my foot in the floor basically to keep the turbo on boost. Whereas the V8 was kind of feathering on and off to go around the get.
Okay.
Hey, Mr. Quinn! How are you? How you doing?
You know what you're doing.
Yeah.
Perfect. There you go.
All good.
So what was going on with this event? So other than the fact I highly commend Stouth UK for supporting motorsport, especially drifting, it was really nice to get, what I'd class as normies in to get a run in a drift car. And it's clear to see at the end of these events that there's all smiles on everybody's faces. And although the majority of them probably didn't know who Baggsy was or Kevin Quinn was before, they were all up getting autographs and getting pictures with the drivers. Hey, Muggins here is guilty of that as well. And it was a nice day. It was nice to see people get hyped about drifting. I think we really need in the sport more people getting excited about it, more people knowing about it. The experience for me, I'm happy to be around drift cars, race cars. I always get something out of it. It was nice to get a look at the cars. Obviously, it wasn't like I got a chance to speak to Steve Baggsy, and I'll be honest, my questions were maybe a little bit more abrasive than the other people round about. I was more interested in his results at Drift Masters and that. And I'll be honest, that's not what kind of questions he was expecting when he's down at these events. It's more about how much power is a car making, how much the car cost, how much, that kind of stuff. But it was just a nice event to be down at. To make a comment of Baggsy and his team, very professional, very nice. The setup looked very professional. They were all there early. The cars were set up. They were up, warming up, ready for everybody to go. I think it all adds to part of the hype if you've never been to one of the events. Them actually running up and heating up the cars while everybody's waiting adds a bit of tension to it. It was really interesting to see some of the clients and some of the Stouth staff that had never been in a drift car before, been roundabout, even seen a drift car before, can psych themselves up to go out a run, and getting their anticipation, then their reaction afterwards was really nice to see. And the good news is I think they're going to do more events like this with their customers. I think they saw this one as a pretty much success, which is any kind of success with drifting is a positive, I think, at the moment, especially in the UK. Right, I think that's enough for this video. It was a nice little experience getting a passenger run with Steve Baggsy and Kevin Quinn. Thank you very much to them for, thank you very much for Stouth UK for inviting me to the event. I just want to say, if you've made it this far in a video, thank you very much for watching. I appreciate your views. Hit that like button if you like what we're doing, and please subscribe to the channel. It makes a big difference to the channel, your subscriptions. And next video, I think we're going to be getting into the roll cage modifications in my Pro S14, so stay tuned for that. Thank you very much for watching. I'll catch you later.